I had two wicked back-to-back Fortnite games before I jumped on here.
All right.
I had first, second, and first. Man, those pumpkin grenade launchers are sick.
Oh yeah, all right. So we'll probably follow. That'll be the after show. Fortnite in the after show, folks. If you're tuning in,
get on voice chat and you can talk up Rob, whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. A little Fortnite preamble for you guys. Hey guys, a bunch of trailers dropped today. What do you want to do?
I think everyone.
Let's trailer react.
Yes, Rob.
You're a natural, Rob. Rob's so good. Look at that. What's up? So Uncharted trailer dropped today, folks. I think it's our first real look at this movie, other than some still shots and things like that. Pat had a stack of like 5 Uncharted games up on the screen a second ago. So welcome, folks, if you're joining us. We're going to do a trailer react to this live. Let's talk a little bit about the games and expectations for this trailer. I know some of us have watched it, some of us hasn't. I didn't even know there was that many games. I only thought there was only 2 I thought there was maybe 3. Chris, what was that one that we played like one Christmas? We played like a co-op mode like a million times. Is that Uncharted 2?
I think it was the second
Pitfall.
one. Yeah. We played a lot of the multiplayer where you take on like it's like a horde mode where you take on like waves of guys. We played a lot of that mode. I think it was number 2. Yeah. I was on my monitor in front of my computer and you were on the big TV and we just played for like 6 hours straight. Yeah.
We played a lot of that one. And then even the multiplayer for that was good. And I haven't really played much since. Pat, you're old school. Let's go to Rob first, actually. Rob, your PS2, you were probably huge into Uncharted, right? You've been a Sony boy since dawn of time, right?
Well, that's revisionist history. No, I was actually a big Xbox guy. I had a PS1, then I went through the Xbox 360. Xbox original 360 and then to the PS4. But I loved the fact that I heard all this hype. That was the one thing about exclusives, right? Like I couldn't afford to have both systems back then. Probably still couldn't. My wife would kill me. So I jumped on to the best of the 3 games that they did for the PS4, and I blew through those. I love those right before Uncharted 4 came out. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. I've played those games multiple times. Naughty Dog is a great studio. Obviously, you guys know my love of Last of Us. So yeah.
So big fanboy, Rob.
Yeah.
Pat, you probably played it right off the jump, right?
I've played all the Uncharted and then played them again when they dropped the remaster on PS4. A big part of it is because it's been so long that I originally played the original, so it was worth replaying. Right? I have a very rough estimate of what was going on, but playing it again was definitely worthwhile. By the way, nice t-shirt, John. I see we're talking about the t-shirt.
I'm on mute. Thank you.
Good job,
thank you. Yeah. Thank you everybody for tuning in. So we're gonna watch the Uncharted trailer. Anything else we want to talk about before we get into this, Chris?
Expect to see a lot of climbing if it's video game accurate. Tom Holland's just going to be climbing the whole time, just climbing endlessly.
Unless you're playing Uncharted 3, in which case there was a lot of desert.
Walking in the
desert.
A lot of desert.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
I haven't watched anything. Long walk in the desert.
Yeah. It'll just be like 2 hours of just walking in the desert, very Dune-like.
Like John's jokes, they're very dry. All right, let's just
get
go.
At it. Okay, let's go. Uncharted trailer. Let's trailer reaction. Let's get to it.
Yo, wrong Mark.
Whoa.
Okay, sorry, wrong trailer. Marky doesn't want you to know that exists.
Wow.
Okay, so now we got the real trailer. Let's go, folks. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Uncharted.
$5 this guy puts that Max Payne trailer.
Yeah. Max. Oh man, that movie sucked.
There are places out there you can't find on any map. They're not gone. They're just lost.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here. Why the map?
This path Ferdinand Magellan took to sail around the world.
You know your history.
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion, easy. I think you're here because you're your brother.
Well, you know my brother Sam?
If we find that gold, we find him too.
Who the hell is this?
I'm a friend of Sully's.
Sully doesn't have any friends. I should know I'm one of them.
You are a collector.
Well, I dabble.
I don't dabble. My family has been looking for this fortune for a very long time. So much blood.
I'm pretty sure he's just threatening to kill me.
Don't touch your ear like that. You look like an idiot.
You have no idea who you partnered with.
I've been dreaming about this stuff since I was a kid. My brother Sam left one final clue.
There it is.
Oh, he's gonna fall in the desert.
Guess I'll keep on living.
Oh my God!
I shouldn't have come out to play with the big boys, Ian, because you're about to get a proper Scottish welcome.
What?
Oh, crap!
Exclusively in movie theaters.
Yo, exclusively in movie theaters.
Look at this in a ad for the Legacy of Thieves collection. Now you got to buy it again, Pat. Now you got to
Pat has to
stack
play
of
him all over again.
He's right now on Amazon checking out what the price is.
It's like $80.
So that was cool. Had a little bit of everything going on.
Let's address the first thing. I think we should address the first thing is why doesn't Sully have a mustache?
Well, I have a theory about that, but let's go. Pat, go ahead. I have a theory about that. I'll say that.
I still think he does not look like Drake at all.
Yeah.
He looks really young. Like maybe this is what we're going for. Maybe first of all, this might not have anything to do with the story in the movies, or it might be a prequel, or it might be a complete reboot of the story, and they're just using the Uncharted brand, right? But he just doesn't look he doesn't look like he's an experienced treasure hunter at all.
Just because of lack of facial hair. I think my theory.
He still looks really young. Like, and that's you can't change that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the pairing of them too makes it feel almost more like a buddy movie than like a mentor, like kind of like young guy getting into it kind of feel. But I think the main reason is Mark Wahlberg looks ridiculous with a mustache, and I think it's fine. I don't know, Pat. You should have photoshopped a picture of Mark Wahlberg with a mustache.
He released one.
I should, and I'd do it in paint, and then have like people like scrutinize my work.
Yes, that's the best part. Chris, what do you think? Big Tom Holland fan, right?
Yeah, you get kind of a bit of the humor that you got from the video games. I feel like Pat was saying, he does seem kind of young. I guess what they're going for is kind of like when he first meets Sully and they first kind of start treasure hunting together. There was a long sequence in one of the games where you played as like young Drake, and kind of the same thing maybe. But yeah, it looks like they're copying a lot of the big action set pieces, like the plane one and things like that. Maybe save some for the next movie if they're going to do a franchise of this. But yeah, it looks action packed.
Yeah, does that look adequate to you, Rob, or what's your Mark Wahlberg mustache theory?
No, it's not a theory. He actually released it on Instagram about a year or so ago, or 8 months ago. So listen, here's the thing. I think it's part and parcel that this is it's a character that a lot of people know and a lot of people have played. We also saw Nathan Fillion did a fan movie that was about 15 minutes long back in 2019, where he was like the perfect Nathan Drake, right? And it was really cool. And it had Stephen Lang, I think his name is, the guy from Avatar, the bad guy. He was Sully with the big mustache. Yeah, a bit more of a handlebar mustache going on, but and you were like, oh my God, this is what I want. And then they announced Tom Holland. Now, knowing that Mark Wahlberg, though, had been in talks to star as Nathan Drake many, many years ago, and obviously didn't come to fruition. But My theory is that this is going to be like an origin story. I think Pat's right. You know, he doesn't look like a treasure hunter. I think that he obviously has a desire for history. He knows he has to do something. I think Sully will take him under his wing. Look, it's going to be a learning. And I think by the end of the movie, you'll see Mark Wahlberg will be rocking the mustache. Yeah, Tom Holland looks young. He's got great genetics because I think he's in his 20s. He's in his early 20s, whatever. But think of it this way. Sony can, and even Mark Wahlberg looks great for his age. Sony can lock these guys up for 15 years, potentially. You could get 5 movies out of these guys over 15 to 20 years. And he will allow him to grow into that role. You don't usually see that. Usually you're putting guys in who are in their 30s, mid 30s to 40s to play these roles. You have somebody who's young who can get in there and they could build a massive IP off of this guy. So I
somebody already beat you to it. You don't need the Photoshop. Somebody already has.
So I think that's what we're looking at. I think he looks young and everything else. That's just Tom Holland. And you know what? Let's check back in 7 years when the number 2 comes out, or we're heading into number 3. And I bet you he will have matured into the role physically as well.
Okay,
go ahead.
So I
Shake your head, Pat.
Do you? I was shaking at the comment, not at your comment.
Oh yes, I definitely want this to happen. Sarah's challenging us to a Movember. I feel like I can grow a little bit.
I couldn't.
I'm very interested in seeing what Rob and Pat can pull off. And actually, I don't know if I've seen my brother with any type of thing.
I haven't shaved since Saturday. So
I haven't shaved since like 2019. Anyways, okay. Did they say anything if this was already going to be locked into like a series of movies, or is it just like a test?
No, I think that they've got him in for I don't know for sure. I'm assuming they've locked him in for at least 3 pictures.
It seems like standard practice.
Makes sense.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. So then that means if they keep it in tune with like the story from the games, because I mean it is a Sony production, right? So if they keep it in tune with the games, you can just call it all prequels to the game. So to get the full Uncharted experience, you need to watch the 3 movies that Sony comes out with, and then play the 4 games on the PS3 and the trilogy, and the 3 games on the PSP and the Vita or whatever.
But can we talk about the trailer? Like, there's a lot of shots from this movie, that are from the game. Like that sequence with him, waking up as his foot is stuck on the straps. That's from the game. Like they've done a lot of fan service for taking a lot of things from the game and throwing it in here. I read
if you haven't played the game, like a couple people in the comments, I think Sarah said she'd never played the game. The game was an excellent representation of basically an action movie that you could play.
Yeah.
Right.
The video game, I've defined it as it is basically a relatively basic action adventure game, but the spirit of the game lies in the fact that the game takes you from beautiful set piece to set piece. Right, yeah. You would start in like one piece of the world. You would play like an hour or 2 level, and then there would be a cutscene, and then there would be like, "Oh, let's go to Mexico and let's look at Aztec temples." And all of a sudden, you would just like see them, put you on a plane, and all of a sudden you're in like Mexico and like Aztec temples, and then you do a level there, and they're like, "Oh, we have to fly to Russia to find another piece of whatever," and all of a sudden you're in a snow level. Right, so the game is like
in a gulag
that just puts you from set piece to set piece.
Yeah, it had some really good voice acting too. I think the voice acting really sets it apart.
Top
you
notch,
start playing it and you're like, okay, this is like actual. We spent money on actual actors. So it's
overall, I'm hyped for it. Like I'm gonna go see it. This is something I will go see in the theaters. And in fact, this trailer makes me want to go back and revisit these games again because it's been a long time since I played them. So I'm gonna go play them.
Great.
Peace out.
Boot up and say, does it break the video game curse, guys? Like I know that Tomb Raider movie that
we won't know until we see it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's lined up to do so. I don't know if you guys saw what was the last big one, Mortal Kombat. Not quite there.
No, but Chris is probably right. Tomb Raider, with Alicia.
I saw Tomb Raider in theaters. That didn't work out.
That got a sequel though. That got
amazing casting though. Amazing casting.
Okay.
That girl.
It was all right.
That girl is like. Yeah. It was okay. Yeah, you were okay with the plot.
I thought it was okay. Well, it's Tomb Raider.
It was exactly the they did the the reboot with the better graphics, like that one. That was the exact plot of that video game. So
yeah,
you could tell it was a video game plot, but the action was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. It fell apart for me, but yeah, we'll see. Let's see if, and we'll have to do a new video game top movie or something like that, and we'll see if Mortal Kombat 1 wins anymore.
Street Fighter.
Get out of town.
Yes, damn. I keep
no, the anime one, Street Fighter 2, the anime.
Rob's favorite anime.
No,
I actually really enjoyed that one.
Okay, so thank you everybody for tuning into this trailer reaction for Uncharted. Now we're going to go into the news. So if this is your first time tuning in, definitely sit tight. We're going to have some fun stuff for you. So check it out. If you are watching this on the repeat, thank you for watching. You can also listen to us on the audio on the Sidekick Show podcast audio. I'm going to touch my ear and look like an idiot, like they said in the trailer like a dozen times. But yeah, you can follow us there, and this gets uploaded there, and you can listen to us on the audio. So I think take it away, Chris.
All right, let's start the news, guys. All right, guys, welcome to So What I Missed, our weekly news show where we gather all the news you need from the internet and present it to you with our esteemed panel. Our esteemed panel today includes John and Rob, co-hosts of the Heroes World podcast and the Sidekick Show. 2 podcasts. Wow.
What up? Yeah.
Also, my co-host, Pat / producer, actually, and Photoshop savant.
Oh, yeah. Best in the world.
And I don't know. I mentioned it. I'm your host, Chris. So we're going to start it off with the box office report. So as expected, Halloween Kills killed the box office. It raked in a little under 50 million. Which is great considering it was actually same day streaming. So this is probably like maybe a Halloween proximity play or something like that.
Bump. Yep. Definitely bump from the Halloween season.
Yeah. So I looked it up, and this is the 12th movie with this Halloween character, this Mike Myers character they've made. And I was gonna try to like trend it and like make some numbers on it, but they kind of.
Are you sure? Are you counting Halloween 3?
Okay, I don't know. That's what I read. I didn't count them.
All right.
So are you saying there's more than 12, Rob?
Well, Halloween 3 doesn't include Michael Myers. It's a anthology.
Okay, so
movie.
I would say
so minus one if you're saying Michael
Myers.
Myers.
Universe. Sorry, in this Mike Myers universe.
Michael Myers character, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to make guy hanging on there.
Yeah, they seem to be hit and miss. I would say the biggest news item is that this much celebrated reunion of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, not even on this. Is it on this list? No. It is.
Last Duel.
Less than $5 million. That is really bad.
They should have just done Goodwill Hunting, but in medieval times.
Movies on this list, by the way.
So what?
There's a couple of Bollywood movies on this list, so props to fans of Bollywood coming out to support movies again.
Yeah.
Carry
on. Yeah, I mean, I'm Last Duel. It did not do well.
They should rename it Final Duel.
Look, so what? 3,065 theaters, only 4 million or less than $5 million. That's really bad.
I'm very surprised there are still 2,300 theaters playing Shang-Chi right now.
That's true.
Maybe Last Duel is 5 hours, so Rob can do the math and actually did very well.
Oh, is it? Is that why?
One showing a day.
Maybe, yeah.
Is it a 6-hour movie and that number should
maybe
be
that's why, yeah.
by
And then
4?
you got to divide it by Venoms and multiply it by No Time to Die's.
Yeah.
And you'll get the real.
And the Last Duel is really about sitting through a movie and not being able to pee. That's Pat's Last Duel. That's what it will be.
That's a Saw movie for Pat. That's a Saw plot.
It doesn't let you back in. Once you go pee, you're done. You can't get back in. That's the game with that movie. All right, so that's the box office for this week. That's this past week. This week we have 2 wide releases. We have something called Ron's Gone Wrong, which is an animated feature about a middle schooler whose digital avatar becomes sentient and gets a mind of its own. That's an anime, which was a family play. And then the much hyped adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction novel Dune comes out. Now I know that from last week the chat doesn't really care too much about this movie, so maybe I'll get some quick responses to this. Will you guys be watching this movie in theater?
Rob's already got his tickets.
Yeah,
Rob's locked in.
Otherwise, okay.
Tomorrow
if you could have came in, this is a piece of S, and Rob would have been like, "Still got these tickets, yo."
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow night with my neighbor, 7:20. Actually, I think I saw Lewis is going, and I think Lewis, Lewis Fraser. I think Fraser might be going to the same theater I am. So,
whoa, you guys can give each other a high five or something.
I'm glad. I didn't know where you were going with that, and I was like, "What?"
So in this case, John, Pat, I don't know if you guys have seen the original. You can answer that, but you've seen the trailers, you've seen the hype, and you know about the releases and things. Are you guys going to go see this movie in theaters, at home? Are you going to wait for the sequel? What do you got, John?
If I were to watch this movie, it would be in theaters.
Yeah.
Like if I am going, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'll wait for this to go on streaming, because given the context and like the scope of this movie, I'm either gonna not watch it or I would watch it in the big screen with a tub of popcorn.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to need that big screen theater experience bump. For me, if I watch this at home, I feel like I'm going to walk away a bunch of times, or slide into something else in every 30 minutes or something and try watching another show.
Like when you're watching a movie at home and you walk away, sometimes like you just don't want to go back to the movie. Like remember when we watched Wonder Woman 84? Like halfway through we took a break and we just didn't want to finish it. Right? I feel like that would be similar. If
we were like, do we want to go back or do we want to do something else?
Yeah. All right. So Rob, you're a huge fan of this director, Denis Villeneuve.
God, man, you are Canadian. It's Denis Villeneuve.
Okay, there you go. What do you expect from this? Being a huge fan.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of this guy's work. The way he shoots movies is gorgeous. The only one I haven't seen of his, and yet it's on my queue list, is Prisoners. But if you look at Sicario, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Sicario.
Ooh, okay, I do like Sicario.
It's beautifully shot. He did Arrival with Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams. Again, beautifully shot. Obviously, we know Blade Runner 2049. So to be honest with you, I'm kind of expecting a Blade Runner-esque type of movie in terms of its grandioseness. Obviously, Dune is not taking place in a mega city type of environment or in the future, but I think it will look fabulous. I think cinematography-wise, it'll blow you away. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, and I might have mentioned this in our chat. What I don't want to happen is to walk out of that movie feeling stupid. Like I don't want to come out going, wow, it looked amazing, but I feel dumb because I have no idea what's going on. So I'm really kind of hoping that this
has a clear plot.
Well, yeah, that I will be able to understand it, because the president of Warner Brothers has kind of come out and said, if you see the movie, you know that we are intending for there to be a sequel. So the hope is that there will be a sequel, because I just don't want to come out feeling stupid, like I don't understand what I've just watched. And it's happened to me before, and I don't like it, and it ruins the movie. So show me something cool. I'm not a huge Dune fan. Like I saw it a little bit as a kid, but I don't have a big recollection of stuff for Sting and his cod piece. So just be fun. I want to be blown away, visually. The trailers look like they will deliver on that desire, and hopefully it's easily consumable. So
I felt dumb coming out of Spectre. Or at least not even coming, just finishing Spectre. So I'm not feeling good about this movie. Like because
it was bad. Because Spectre was bad.
Yeah. I told you I watched Spectre right before No Time to Die just to get the entire thing. After watching that movie, I was like, I don't get it. So it's not looking good. Not looking good if this is one of the movies.
I thought Lewis said Pitch Perfect for a second there. I'm like, what's not to understand, Lewis?
Right at Pat. That's a dig right at Pat.
See, I think Fraser. Fraser and I think are on the same wavelength on our stuff. So Fraser just sat and he watched the Justice League 4-hour version all in one shot. That's what I've done a couple of times. So I'll be interested to find out what Fraser's thoughts are on the movie, especially seeing it in IMAX.
Did we watch it in one sitting, Pat? The Justice League? I don't know if you remember.
We just
went through the whole thing. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah, we went through the whole thing.
Wonder Woman, definitely took a break during that shit.
Wonder Woman took a break, but every other.
My family took a break during Wonder Woman. It was called a nap. I was the only one that was still awake, and the three of them were all passed out.
I wish we never came back. If we just went and cut off the movie where we cut it off, we would have been like, it's all right.
Imagine you saw that in theaters, man.
You three, none of you guys are going to go see Dune at all.
I think I'm going to try. I'm going to try for the theater experience.
I'm a coin flip.
Yeah,
I watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Now, knowing though that this is not a complete. Now, this is the thing that does kind of bug me a little bit, and it's out there, so it's not like I'm spoiling anything. It ends very abruptly on like a cliffhanger, and so it's not a complete. It's not like the Lord of the Rings, like the first one, where it's like, okay, there's more to it, but there's kind of a bit of a finality to it. In the first movie, they just kind of keep walking off, and you can.
Okay, I'll just say I watched it. But the beginning is, they even say right at the beginning, it's Dune, and this is part 1 or something like that.
Okay, so it'll be something incredible if they don't get a second one. Then
if
they aren't already doing this.
Yeah, like if there is no part 2, like wouldn't you guys just feel like you want your money back?
Well, 3 years later, I probably wouldn't work it there.
I feel like they've probably already filmed some stuff while filming 1 for 2.
Yeah, wouldn't you like?
Would be my understanding.
Production to do a sequel because like a lot of the set pieces you would have to reuse anyway. You're not going to stop.
I think there's someone told me there's 2 TV shows in works, so like there's anthology stuff and.
So they're going all in on this property.
They're building to something.
Cool. I mean, look at the money they spent on that logo design. You gotta use it.
You nerd.
He's all about the logo. I like
you
it.
too, Lewis.
Loves
Lewis
logo.
is probably gonna be like, yeah, I love that logo.
That logo is fantastic and brilliantly done.
All right, let's go to the next topic here. Let's talk about the big news of this past weekend. It was DC fandom.
What the hell?
Some people might have thought it was feces, but DC fandom happened on Saturday. We got
holy shit, Chris.
We got a peek at it's this Freudian slip, man. Sorry, I wasn't impressed. No, kidding. we got a peek at the large slate of upcoming DC movies. Now these guys did a deep dive. I think what was a deep dive in the main Heroes World podcast. Yeah. So I won't go into too much detail on that. Let's get you guys to pick out your favorites here. What was something not the Batman trailer, because we all were hyped about the Batman trailer, that stood out to you, good or bad, of that? Who wants to go first? I know.
I'll go. I'll say the Flash. The Flash trailer. I thought was. I have some mixed emotions on it. I wasn't a big fan of seeing Ezra Miller looking like he was
twice.
Well, no, but even the preamble before, yes,
like the denim vest.
It looked like he came out of like maybe he was filming something for a CBGB movie from the 70s. I'm not sure. I don't like the cowl. I hope they fix it in post. I don't like the way that the new cowl was fitting. So that I actually really enjoyed the Shazam stuff. You know what? I was actually unimpressed with the Black Adam. The only thing about Black Adam I really liked, that score, that music as the title card came up was sick. Aside from that, I was like, okay, it looks all right, but you kind of expected more.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that the thing that I like the most, other than the Batman trailer, is the next Batman related thing, which is the Flash pulling the curtain off what is basically the 89 Batmobile. For sure. For sure.
It looks like it. And
it'd be funny if it was the Spider-Man mobile or Joker's like Lamborghini from Suicide Squad. That would be a good one. Good DC. If you guys do that purple pink chrome Lamborghini, hats off.
Pat, what do you think? What was your big takeaway?
The Suicide Squad video game, man. It looks so good. You have the Flash drinking a coffee, the Rocksteady game. That's you asked me what I'm most excited about from that. It was that. I was more excited about
not
that
the Gotham game?
Gotham Knights. No, Gotham Knights. Like, I mean, it was clear that they were only showing they weren't showing gameplay, but it was like maybe in-game cutscenes, and the in-game cutscenes in Suicide Squad looks better. It looks much better than the in-game cutscenes for Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe that's the difference between whoever's doing the animating it from Rocksteady versus WB in Montreal, but whatever. Suicide Squad, man, it looks good.
Yeah, it does. Looks good. Yeah, I do agree.
All right,
it looks good and funny, which is like from the video game.
So yeah, if you're interested in these guys' opinions more in depth, check out the Heroes World podcast this past week. Let's move to the next topic, which is actually Pat's segment.
They're crap, mega crap.
It's not going away. I'm gonna keep that until I think of a new one.
You
Anyway,
should.
It's so good. Well, we can go back to Nickelback if you guys want.
Oh, you want to
That's
go?
fine too.
Yeah. That's a good segue because the first thing that was found on the internet this week was this. Our friends at the official Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Twitter account posted this a couple of hours ago. Basically, they've announced that the next Into the Spider-Verse movie is coming out next year, but they dropped this hint that, specifically mentioning the multiverse. So we kind of already, Into the Spider-Verse was kind of already about multiverses. So, this is just maybe additional hints that we're going to see more Spider-Mans. Now, keep in mind, Into the Spider-Verse 1 ended with that little post-credit scene with Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that, right? But the Spider-Man 2099 scene with the two Spider-Mans going, you, right?
That was Oscar Isaac who did the voice for that, yeah.
Who did the voice of, her, right? So they're hinting at it. So who knows? Maybe if things go well, we're going to see Spider-Gwen or this version of Gwen Stacy in kind of combined with all of other Sony's franchises and stuff like that. All right. So that was off of the Twitter. Also, speaking of Twitter, James Gunn actually tweeted this the other day. Despite stories to the contrary, we haven't started shooting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 yet. So James Gunn has been a really busy man with everything he's done. So there were some stories that they were already starting shooting or the movie's on his way. This is the contrary to everything that we discussed.
Well, that was because actually Chris Pratt put up a video on his Instagram in the a movie trailer getting his hair done, and he had these big massive mutton chops that were, and he was talking about how they're on set for Guardians 3. So actually, I think Gunn did confirm later on that they're filming something for a Guardians project, but it's not Guardians 3. I don't know if it's an addendum to the Guardians ride. I don't know if it's the Christmas special, but they are filming something for a Guardians video or whatever. So,
Yeah, the Christmas special is actually due out before the movies. So yeah, that what Rob said tracks, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Next, I see the chat is talking about cars. Here's another car we can talk about. Filming on the Transformers movie. The director has posted this to his Instagram saying it's a wrap. And so it looks like they're pretty much done filming and now they're in maybe post-production. And I know we talked about this before, but let's be honest now. If you this doesn't look it looks
dope.
Cool.
It looks hella dope.
You are in the minority, my friend.
It looks hella dope.
It just doesn't.
I didn't think it would, but it looks hella dope.
You think so?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down like Julie Brown. I think it looks great.
Yeah, Pat.
On,
you're wrong, Pat.
It looks like a toy.
Wait, there are trucks that look like that.
Yeah, man.
It just looks too red.
It looks too red.
Yeah, it just looks too red as a real life automobile.
Well, you look like a Oompa Loompa because your shirt looks too green.
Are we gonna get demonetized?
Wow, that was rude, and I feel personally attacked. I feel personally attacked.
I feel like the smokestacks went straight up in the old toy though. But
they did. I have it. I have it over here.
Wow, you guys are such nerds.
Don't drop it. It's okay. Pat probably has 3 of them right in front of him, anyways.
No, they're upstairs, but But anyways,
you need the next Photoshop job is this side by side with the Michael Bay one, and then you can see
they went straight up.
If the alternate is the Michael Bay one, then this one 100% wins.
The Michael Bay had a lot of style with the flames and stuff like that. The really elongated nose that I felt was longer, but yeah, I don't know. Shout outs to anyone who as a kid would always go like this whenever you pass by one of these types of trucks.
Oh yeah, what do you mean?
As
a kid, still do.
You do it now.
Come on, Pat. Look at that. Look how great this looks, man.
It looks like a great toy. But yeah. Speaking of toys, I'm all about the segues today.
Whoa! Let's be careful what toys you're showing us now, Pat.
Your favorite movie?
Okay, good.
Toys from your new favorite movie by McFarlane Toys.
All right, no, but just when we went on this lab before, you were showing us pictures that shouldn't have been put online, so that's why I was.
Yeah, well, that's between us.
Okay, cool.
So here McFarlane has announced some new toys for the new Batman movie. So there's the new Riddler design where he looks like I don't know how I feel about that Riddler.
Looks like a garbage bag.
Yeah, it's a dude with a garbage bag on him, right? He's just wearing a garbage bag.
I'm not big on that Batman pose either. It doesn't looks like he's trying to balance. He looks like he's trying to balance. He's not very menacing.
The thing is, though, Chris, these toys aren't like they're not the greatest.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
But, like, you know,
looks like he's trying to
John and I
surf.
disagree. I always have felt that McFarlane toys have always been kind of stiff, right? But you know, we have toy guys in the chat like John Yo, like that's what I'm saying. Like they're it's great that they're doing them. But here we are.
Wait, do you have the other photos I sent you today?
You mean the statues from DC Direct?
That's McFarlane's doing those.
Yeah, but sure, but they're statues.
Yeah.
They're 1/6.
Are these renders?
No, we don't know if they're actual renders or not, but this is what is being used to solicit, right? So there's definitely statues. They're not action figures because the Riddler there on the right with his duct tape accessory.
Again, the posing is
no, but these are statues, Chris. You can't change.
Yeah, I know. But
like that's an iconic Batman pose. That's an old school Batman pose. So that's why. But yeah, it doesn't look great. The Riddler is pretty funny.
This guy's like rapping Christmas.
Dude,
like how funny is that figure going to be on your shelf with no Batmans around it, just alone? Someone's going to point you and go, "What's up with this dude?"
Yeah, someone sees it with no context.
In this super dry
jacket. You're into some weird S&M shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there are better images. This might be a pre-production render just to kind of get it out there so people discuss that. Ask the same question: why is Riddler holding a roll of duct tape?
We have it. Okay, so if you remember the first teaser that came out last year, that was the sound. He taped up a guy to the chair, right, and it was the for the Batman card was taped to the guy's chest. So this is not the Riddler. This is not Jim Carrey's Riddler. This is not a Riddler that we've seen in what's that? The best. This is not a Riddler that we've seen before. This is a Riddler who is quite frankly very psychotic. And as we mentioned on Monday, it's kind of akin to Jigsaw from the Saw franchise, where he's sadistic and he wants to hurt people. So the idea was to kind of really ground this in reality. You're not going to have a guy running around with question mark tights. You're going to have a guy running around. You can't zoom up on this photo. I don't think of Riddler, but
the inside of the jacket is question marks.
He has like a plastic film on his head, and then the mask on top to stop any DNA. Like it's imagine like Saw, right? Like it's not 7, sorry. So I think we're getting a very dark Riddler, and I think it matches what you're gonna see.
Yeah, but again, this is gonna be what? It's 1/6 scale, John. So that's what, a foot tall, 10 to 12 inches.
1/6 scale is like a Hot Toys. Yeah, it's like a doll, like a Barbie doll, a little bit bigger than a Barbie doll.
Yeah, right.
That's okay. Sometimes they take bad pictures. The Justice League figures turned out pretty good from the McFarlane line, so and they're really typically this stuff will be on the lower end of price point, so it'll be easy to get as gifts and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. And
finally, do you think that these will be like the plastic ones, John? Remember the PVC line that they released?
Yeah, it's a McFarlane DC Direct collab, so I'm not quite exactly sure what they did, but they've done a bunch of Spawn oversized figures in that kind of 1/6 scale.
No,
they're usually around $50 Canadian or something like that. Yeah, so I think it's going to be like that, and they are very highly detailed for what you get. So yeah, it was really nice. Yeah,
these are going to be more than $150 because they are statues. Yeah. And
no, but yeah, okay.
Yep, go on, Chris. You go, Chris. Go on, Rob.
No, I was going to say DC though released a line of PVC figures that were like fairly large, and they had like a Joker. I'm looking up, but I don't want to go grab it. They had a Wonder Woman. They had the Batman one, and the boxes were huge, but they were like $60 or so because they were trying to get into that affordable, taller statue market. But
McFarlane's current strategy is lower end. Yeah, cheaper stuff.
And
lower, cheaper.
But the detail was great on them. I know that Heroes World had some of them as well. So I'd be interested to find out if these are kind of in that same vein, because the Joker one has a base very similar to this Batman one. It just had Joker on it, right? Or it said "ha is what it said actually. So, so I listen. If that's the case, sometimes these statues can be expensive, and if this is like a 1/6 scale PVC, so it's not a huge collectible, but it's something that looks good on your shelf, then why the hell not, right?
McFarlane also announced a series of action figures. I don't know if we discussed this before. We're going to mention it again. Dark Knight Returns, everybody's favorite Batman story. Everybody's favorite. No, but this one comes with a horse Build-A-Figure.
That horse is crazy. Everyone's going to want that horse.
Every single action figure collector is going to be like, I just want the horse. So this is a horse that's like probably slightly bigger than like your regular size toys because they are designed for DC figures, which is slightly taller. But come on, look at that; they look cool.
Yeah. So John, a John Wick figure, you can add that horse.
John, are you yay or nay?
On what? The figures?
On horses? You got a nay.
On the horse. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Dark Knight Returns as a book.
No, the horse.
That's a whole other thing.
I was looking
I get it. Oh my god, I just got it.
Yeah. I was like,
oh my god.
It took him that long.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Oh my god.
Thank you very much. Continue with your jokes.
That hurt.
Pat, come on.
That hurt. I just realized what you just said. Holy shit. Oh boy. Finally. These were also announced recently, and we will be having them at Heroes World. It's these. Hey, where'd it go? This.
Too many buttons.
Frankenstein Monsters Ninja Turtles collab. They've been announced that there's going to be a series of them, and this is the first one that they're releasing. It's Raphael as Dr. Frankenstein's monster. That is cool.
That's neat.
I just really love Ninja Turtles, so I wanted to show it.
It looks pretty cool, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
How do you come up with this crossover, yo? Like Ninja Turtles, Frankenstein.
Like the thing is, the Ninja Turtles franchise is very lenient when it comes to collabing.
Yeah. But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me though if like Universal went to them and they're like, "Hey, can you guys want to do something with Frankenstein? We'd like to keep our IP."
Yeah, add the Mummy and Dr. Jekyll to the mix,
there
please.
was also Rob. There was also this year. There was actually a Dracula Transformers collab too that released like earlier this year. It was like one of those bat transformers that had like a cloth cape and everything too.
I feel like, did we talk about this, John, recently about the fact that the original, like, your trinity of original horror characters? I think we talked about it on Monday on our Sidekick Show. Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and Dracula. Kids nowadays don't know who these characters are. They don't have any.
Talking about.
No, kids nowadays don't really have any care for Dracula.
I think they know the archetype. They know like
a
mummy, a vampire, or something like
brought
that.
it into the millennium.
Yeah, but wait,
but they don't know
Twilight
those
was,
actual.
15 years ago. I'm talking like my kids, my kids, John's kids, even some like mid, like okay, so my son's 12 and a half. Let's close enough to 13. But those mid-teens didn't grow up with Twilight. They don't understand what the archetype of a Dracula is, or any of that. So I think it's interesting that, and it's, you're trying to keep the idea alive in these more modern IP stuff, because I don't know how relevant they are going to be going forward.
Zombies is probably the most relevant thing to kids.
From that era. Unfortunately, Tom Cruise's Mummy didn't quite cut it down.
Like the old school mummy that's wrapped in bandages. That's
yeah.
Brendan Fraser mummy.
Maybe
mummy.
that'll make it come back.
What's that?
I don't know. Like, has it been more than 100 years? Like what I'm saying is, does Universal still own like copyright to Dracula, or is it not copyrightable?
No, I think the
Dracula is
actual
public.
Public
Dracula
domain.
Public domain. You can
just
use it
but in terms of its filming, it's always been open because they've had lots of movies. Have even Leslie Nielsen started his version of Dracula. Like there's been lots. However, I think Universal did secure the rights to be able to use them from like 2000 onwards. Because remember they had that big dark universe that they were going to reboot with Dracula and all that, and that went nowhere after Tom Cruise's Mummy, right?
They made one movie.
Yeah. So but Universal has always kind of held the quote unquote the film rights for those stories.
Yeah. I remember watching that Tom Cruise movie, and they had the Dark Universe title card at the beginning. I'm like, ooh, they really spent money on this. And then never to be used again. Poor guy, whoever created that, thinking he would get in a bunch of movies. Guy or girl, sorry. Yes.
That's it. That's all I got. Chris,
all right, thanks, Pat. All right, I'm going to forego a intro for this. But yeah, we do have some news bits to talk about, and then we're going to do another trailer react. I hope John has one set up.
What? We are?
Right. Yeah, so I think Pat has a graphic of this, but Disney pushes back a lot of its most of its 2022 films and Indiana Jones 5. So
wait, that's the wrong graphic.
So here's the original. Hold on. Here's the original dates. And Pat has done us a great service of changing them. So May 6th. So we're not getting a Marvel movie as early as we thought. Next year we're getting May 6th is the first one with Doctor Strange, and then we have Thor moving to July 6th, and I believe Wakanda November 11th, Remembrance Day. And then, so Blade stays, it looks like, maybe because they forgot, they didn't want to put that out there. They probably didn't even bother changing that. And then, sorry, what is that? The Marvels moves to next year, the year after. And then Quantumania pushed even further. So,
you forgot Morbius.
You know what? Everybody's forgot Morbius. Doctor
Morbius
Strange
is like in like that. What Indiana Jones movies where the guy puts the file in the giant room of like and right. Hands out and it's Morbius is in the corner of that room.
Doctor Strange moves out of March because of the Batman. And I know people like roll their eyes, but that is actually in part. I've read a couple articles this week that it is actually in part. The other part is that you can't actually. I think it was Grace Randolph had this discussion on her YouTube channel, and she said, the average blockbuster usually has a teaser, a trailer one, and a final trailer. And Doctor Strange comes right after Spider-Man. And how do you properly market that movie with only 3 months in between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange coming out? Also, apparently there might be some issues of doing some reshoots, and that Kevin Feige was a little bit concerned with how good the Batman looks. So I think all of those things combined, they decided to move it an extra couple more months.
Is that true or a narrative you're pushing, Rob?
No. I think the
theory, Rob.
No, the other aspects are legit in terms of of properly being able to market this movie and everything else, and coming so close after Spider-Man because they are so directly interconnected. But I think it's part and parcel of also how good Batman looked. I think if Doctor Strange was done and they knew they could ride the wave of Spider-Man for 3 months into Strange, there's no way they would have moved it if they were really confident with it. They would have gone head to head. Now there's no competition in May. Doctor Strange could potentially own 3 weekends in May.
Considering we all know Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man too, so you want to ride that wave.
Yeah, I mean, this
Spider-Man
is only the MCU Marvel Studio stuff, so like they didn't mention anything about Morbius, like everybody was saying. But I could have sworn, did we not? See a Morbius trailer in one of the movies we watched recently, John? I feel like we did.
It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while. Maybe when it first came back, I feel like they played one, but yeah.
You know what? It might have been Fast 9. I felt like we might have seen one in Fast 9 because at the time, I think they had moved it again to January. So it might have. So it's supposed to be coming out January of 2022, and yet there's been really no marketing for it again. So who the hell knows, man?
Yeah. And Tyrese, very vocal, has not said anything about it. So there must be something going on. He must have got a good payout.
See, like there was one at Free Guy, maybe, right? Gordon in chat said that there was one in Free. Like
no, I don't think so.
Free Guy. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember seeing one around that time. And this Blade movie just completely off the map, right? Which is why they probably remember the story was Marvel India had posted this to their Twitter, and within like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, it was taken down. That's because this Blade movie that they tweeted out probably ain't happening.
Okay, well, I think we might get some news on a Marvel property that has a horror-themed connection coming up in the next few weeks.
Do you have Kevin Feige in your DMs? Because like he's telling you he's scared of Batman, he's telling you about these horror-themed properties. Jeez. You heard it here first, guys.
No, I'm not breaking the news. I've I've seen it from some decent sources that we might be getting a horror-themed MCU movie announcement in the next few weeks.
He saw the hit counter on the Batman trailer, and then it all like the big pie chart is like Rob Goddard, and he's like, "Who is this guy? Let me call this guy out. What's going on?
Who watched this trailer?
Who is this
24
giant
hours
chunk of this pie?"
Who watched this trailer for 4 hours?
Yeah. All right. Okay. So only a couple more topics, guys. Next topic: The Matrix Resurrection received a rated R for violence and language. I think the other movies were Rob can correct me here, but the other movies were all rated R too, right? Is that right?
Yeah, but when they came out on Blu-ray, they went dropped down to 14A. So, who knows?
So this seems par for the course. I know it was in the headlines, so I figured I'd report on that one. Next bit of news is there's a YouTube video on Nintendo's site that's getting a lot of hate right now. It has about 960. Sorry, what am I trying to say here? 960,000 views. As I checked a little bit before, it says 88,000 dislikes, and it's the announcement of the new Nintendo expansion pack, which allows you to play N64 and Sega Genesis games, much like NES and SNES. Anyone who's a subscriber to Nintendo. But the issue everyone has with it is the current price for a Nintendo Online subscription is $25 a year. To get access to Sega Genesis and N64, you got to pay $64 a year. So more than double what you're paying currently just to play
on top
two.
of the 25, or
so
is that
inclusive of 25? So more than double what you're currently paying just to play these two systems. And people don't like it.
Yeah, I you know what? My kids have a Switch. I know Pat obviously has a Switch. I tried signing up for the Nintendo thing. I did it for 1 year. The offering of games kind of bored me, like especially the Super Nintendo. They weren't that great. It wasn't enough for me to renew.
Yeah, it's. Sorry, go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, but it was also done that way specifically because it was so cheap. Right, like $20 for a year or something like that is not bad at all in a world. Look, keep in mind you're also getting it so you can play online, right? So in a world where I don't know how much Xbox Live is nowadays, $60, right? And PSN is like $70 or $80, and what PSN does is give you a free game every month that you have access to. Two games, yeah. Right? On the PS5, you get an extra one, plus you have the the PS4 collection, right? So they give you all these games that you don't really want to play, right? Or don't need to play. It just happens to be free. But Nintendo's thing has always been it's so cheap. $20 a year is almost nothing, right? And they give you like this large and like Super Nintendo catalog, and then now they know people want to play N64 games. They know people want to play Genesis games, so they're just charging an extra $30, $40, or whatever.
So you're saying is they're trying to recoup that cost of having it being cheap so long by adding these two things, but the value there is what everyone's upset about.
I actually think, and this sounds terrible, they're pricing it that way because people will complain but still end up paying.
Well, people do it all the time.
You'll still do it.
It's like gas prices. People bitch and complain about the gas prices, and they're fed up with having to pay as much at the pump, and yet
walk, motherfucker.
No, but they still drive their cars, and not always out of necessity.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't really tell me that it costs them more to put Mario 64 in that classics thing than what it normally does. Like, there's very little associated costs outside of this.
Yeah, people are blaming Sega basically. They're saying
and let's be honest now. What do you really need to play that hasn't been printed a million times? Every Sonic game has made a million different repeat runs. It's even on Steam, right? Well, you're gonna play Comic Zone for the Sega Genesis?
Hell yeah!
On the Sega Genesis Mini.
I think the problem, though, Pat, is that you can get so many emulators. You can get so many of these other tertiary boxes or third-party boxes that have all of these games, and you can get that whole thing for like, $30, and you can have like 800 video games. And so I think people are pissed saying, hey, like, do they even have all the really? You're not going to be able to play GoldenEye on this thing, can you? Like,
well,
there's probably
even if you could, would you? That's the other question. No, you won't. Shut up. Right?
I think Cruising USA.
if you had some friends over who are the same age as you and enjoy retro gaming, I think you would play for an afternoon. I don't think it's something that you're turning on at night when you're playing by yourself. Like you're probably gonna play like a next gen game for that. Like no, this is.
I mean, to me, it's just another way to sell more random accessories like this. Right?
There's always a sucker.
Do suckers that
did you pre-order the N64 one?
No, because they were really, really hard to get. The first like wave of them were impossible to get, apparently. Right? So it's just suckers that would buy stuff like this and the SNES one.
I like how it's still completely sealed. That's the
But
best
I'm never
part.
going to play with them. I tell myself I would play with it, but let's be honest now, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like the SNES controllers in this cardboard box still.
Yeah. I'm thinking I don't think GoldenEye's in it, Gord. I think it's the licensing thing, probably.
Right. So that's part of the problem. Anyways, you know what? Like I said, it's hard for Nintendo to be competitive when you can get these games anywhere else. So
yeah, agreed. All right, that's my news bits. I think we have another trailer to watch, guys. John has.
Do we? Which one?
Queued up.
Are we watching more Marky Mark?
No, wait. We're not doing. I can see it. We're not doing the Red Notice one. Aren't we supposed to be doing Ambulance?
Are we doing Red Notice or Ambulance? You guys tell me, and I gotta set this up.
I didn't know we were doing another one. Actually, I'm tired.
Wait, Rob's gotta go. Are we doing one more, Chris? Which one did you want to do?
I watched the Red Notice one, and it's something we kind of seen already. Maybe
Lewis wants to see the Morbius trailer.
Can we please?
Go to Tyrese's Twitter page.
Let me grab Ambulance. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, he hasn't said anything about it. So like,
well, can we discuss how Dark Knight Returns is a great comic book?
Do you think it still holds up while John's doing his thing? Does it still hold up? Do you think?
There's the horse.
Yeah.
There was a cartoon adaptation of it. Did anyone watch that?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, the movie. Yeah, it was all right. But they had Peter Weller as the voice of Batman.
Oh, I love RoboCop.
And it threw me off a little bit. So I was like,
So what can you tell us about Ambulance, Rob? You know about this movie, right?
Is it about ambulances?
I saw the movie once. Okay, so if that's what we're watching,
so cue it up.
Okay, that's fine. So that's what we're watching. This is the new movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
He's in a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah, Black Manta, in Aquaman 2. He's also the new Morbius, Morpheus. Sorry, he's a new Morpheus in the Matrix. And this is directed by Michael Bay. So to be very honest with you, I saw the trailer already this afternoon. It looks like Michael Bay is kind of going back to maybe a little bit more of his roots. But this is about a guy who is a former soldier who has difficult time trying to make ends meet, and his brother, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, says, "Hey, maybe we can rob a bank and you can make a bunch of bank, huh?" And chaos and ruckus ensue, like only a Michael Bay movie does. So, without
can you
further
use
ado,
more urban slang, Rob? It's humorous to me.
Explosions. I want if it's vintage Michael Bay, I want to see explosions and that.
Wait,
what is that shot called? The tracking shot where it goes in a circle.
Chaos and ruckus are not urban slang.
No, bank, Rob. You're gonna.
Let's
make bank.
Oh, okay. I thought you were naming your fists, and you're like, "I'm gonna punch you, John, with chaos and ruckus."
A little thunder, a little lightning. All right. Okay, so let's go. I got it ready. Ambulance. We're going in for Ambulance. I hope this is the right trailer. Yeah. All right. So let's go. Ambulance.
Morbius.
Welcome, folks, to another trailer reaction. We're gonna bookend this episode for you with Uncharted and now Ambulance. So let's rock and roll.
What the hell was that?
I'm sorry, brother.
It's my Nicolas Cage.
Sorry that I brought you into this. I just wanted things to be the way they used to be.
Cars flipping over.
That's my brother, Will.
I could use some help.
My wife needs this surgery.
This is real life.
How's that right? You put your life down on the line for this country? You leave your family, your home? How much do you need?
231.
How about more? 32 million. I need an extra man.
I came to you for a loan.
Look, have I ever gotten you anything that I couldn't get you out of? It's time for you to do something for your family. We're What can I do you for, officer? We're just doing a transfer in the back. I'll lay you in 20 minutes.
If I could just get it done real quick, because I'm on the clock. Promise not to rob the place.
Seriously, because that would be bad for my job.
I promise.
All right, okay. All right, come on. Okay.
Looks like I did.
Let's go, D.
You are all gonna have the greatest story to tell at dinner tonight. Get out! Don't shoot a cop! Go!
Lock everything down. Nothing gets out.
Josh Duhamel?
All the leaves are brown.
Stop! Get out!
The sky is gray.
What do you want?
Just gonna borrow it.
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the hospital.
I'm gonna need you to help us. Why don't you help us?
We doing hostages now?
We're not crashing into this ambulance. We got a brother cop on board.
Do you have EMT experience?
Combat triage.
You're a soldier.
Yeah.
We are trying to save you.
1, 2.
California dreaming.
Hey! Don't you move!
You think you're so tough with that gun?
Yo, Daddy, relax. I gotta get back to my wife and my son.
Does your wife know you're Rob Banks?
We're not the bad guys. We're just the guys trying to get home.
We don't get to walk off into the sunset.
Danny, everybody knows how dangerous you
Some
are.
explosion.
You get your helos out of here now! I'm gonna get you back home, little brother. I'm gonna get everybody home.
California dreaming.
Woo! So how about that version of California Dreaming, Rob? You down with that?
No.
No?
I don't.
Has Michael Bay done a heist style movie? Like
Yeah,
Underground
he did
6 is
Pain
like
and Gain.
elite which, sorry?
Was it Pain and Gain, the one with The Rock?
Oh, yeah, that's
and
what I was
Mark
gonna say. The
Wahlberg?
closest thing I can think of is Pain and Gain,
Yeah.
which didn't work out well.
No, listen, I don't want to be the guy who has to spoil stuff on this movie, but you guys understand that that's actually Ratchet, right? He's tying it into his Transformers universe. The ambulance is
I was gonna say, wasn't there a shot of a guy wearing a flash hat? Does it mean it's part of the DC universe as well?
Wait, that comes out February 18th. When does Uncharted come out? Because that means we've got Spider-Man versus Mysterio again, because they're both coming out in February.
That'd be interesting. Chris Ho, what do you think? Old school Michael Bay guy like me, I think. Sorry, my daughters are going crazy.
I don't know. Look pretty.
Probably watch Bad Boys with me a million times. Like, does this not give you old school Michael Bay vibes though?
Yeah, like the huge like explosions and things like that. Car chase, that's his specialty, right? The cars exploding when there's no justifiable reason why they should explode.
when a headlight goes out, Chris, a car must explode right after.
Yeah, well,
that is directly.
gas
Talk
line.
to Fraser. Fraser knows that. Yeah, it's tied to the blinker fluid, which attaches itself to the fuel tank. And Kablooski.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's the question: is this a movie where you guys would go to pay in the theater, or would you just wait until it streams on
Hell
Netflix? All right. Pat,
I
looks
like
like
why
you're going to the
movies
theater.
dumb and exploding.
I just spent 3 minutes
Just like your
Googling
porn.
This movie.
It looks over the top. It looks very cliche. It looks very in the Michael Bay wheelhouse. So if you like
this
his style.
This movie is apparently based on another movie that was basically the same premise. Right? Supposedly. That's what
It
Google
looked kind of like
me.
Wrath of Man a little bit, that Jason Statham, Guy Ritchie thing.
Yeah, it also looked like Heat with
Yeah.
the shooter.
Yeah,
outside
the much
bank.
better
heist movie
much
ever.
better
Yeah.
heist movie, Heat.
It was also a 2005 movie done by a Danish film director called Ambulance.
Okay, cool. So
There you
he's
go.
just he's
So
just
it's an exact-
Americanizing.
You saw it?
No, right?
Who saw it?
Google.
None of us
Google. I
saw it.
Googled
Get out of town.
I knew nothing about this movie. Right? So I was like, let's just Google it. And then it took me and then my Google search in the past 5 minutes took me to a Danish movie, which is basically the same story.
That's better. So if that movie worked and all you're doing is you're taking Michael Bay and injecting him and making it a blockbuster, that might be a good idea.
Right. However, we can always go back a few years to the girl with the dragon tattoo and the original
Michael Bay did that?
Swedish versions were way better.
I missed that.
They're way better than what David Fincher did with his girl with the dragon tattoo. You can't always Americanize things, but at any rate.
Old Boy. Remember that Old Boy movie? Korean one, and
That's
then
right.
they did the English one, and then
That's right.
I also feel like I know how this movie's going to end.
Yeah,
already.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal's going to sacrifice himself so
die.
the guy can get away. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like I think there's a possibility. Like everybody except for, I think everybody's going to die in that movie.
No, I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal's going to keep going close to that line where he's irredeemable, and then at the end kind of be irredeemable, and then he's going to sacrifice himself to save that guy.
The other guy
with the kid, basically.
And then that guy's going to go to jail or something like that. And then you can flash forward 5 years where he comes out of jail and he like sees his kid.
Yeah, and then there's like money hidden somewhere.
And then he's got to take this doll to his kid.
You can just look up the plot
he's
for the
in
original
Con
movie.
Air. He's all of a sudden in Con Air.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying. I feel like I don't know, man.
The trailer was about a minute too long. I think
it's a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah.
When you need 3 minutes
Yeah,
to sell your movie.
they could have stopped at a certain point. I think they already sold it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw the whole act structure. They're planning, and then they rob the bank, and then there's a long chase scene in an ambulance. I guess why it's called ambulance.
With that said, I'm not watching it.
Looks bad.
What? We're going. We went to Baywatch, and you're not going to go to this?
Because Baywatch was a good movie.
Who's the female lead in this movie too? I feel like she's a somebody.
Paramedic person.
A paramedic person. All right, cool.
Okay, Rob. See ya.
I hope that was worth the second trailer react.
Yeah, everyone's really happy about the second one. Okay.
Cool.
John,
haters.
Well, John's
I'm pretty happy with that.
What do we do? Yeah, we usually do over an hour. Okay, let's quickly go through the weekend. What do you guys got going on for the weekend? Any quick recommendations before we head off? 1, 2, 3, Dune, John? Right?
Dune, yeah. Rob's 100% going to see Dune.
Yeah, so I'm going to check out Dune this weekend on Friday. I think we might be talking about it on Sunday on the Heroes World podcast. As well as on Monday is a Sidekick Show, and we are continuing our Halloween themed movies. We're going to 1980. Is it 5, John? 84, 85?
84. Same year as Freddy.
With Ghostbusters. And so you can definitely join. It's on Netflix, I believe. It's also on Crave. So it's on numerous streaming services if you don't actually own a copy. So you can join John and I on Monday night at 8:15. On YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, where we on the Heroes World Sidekick Show. And aside from that, I am endeavoring to make sure I watch another scary movie this weekend. So, I'm going to do what I do.
You're watching scary movies?
We just watch scary movies? That's what you do?
Scary movie and all 4 of its sequels are on Netflix if you really want to watch like Anna Faris in her prime.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think I might watch Hereditary this weekend. I've heard good things about it. So
I kind of want to watch that now. Not Hereditary.
Ooh, maybe we'll add Hereditary to the docket.
You can't. It's too scary for you. You said that.
I'll put it on my phone and watch it in the dark. I don't know. The girl from that.
I watched Hereditary. I didn't find it scary. It was messed up. I was more messed up than scary, I would say.
Okay, okay, that's a different story then. Yeah, if it messes you up, I might not be down with that.
All right.
The girl from that ambulance movie is the same girl from Baby Driver. What the hell's wrong with me? Driver.
What?
In case you're wondering,
it's like Eliza Gonzalez or something.
Yeah,
Gonzalez,
she's been around. Yeah, she's pretty popular. So I feel like Pat might want to go see it. Just for her.
Who is she?
What?
Sorry,
She's in the Fast and
All
Furious.
right, John,
Shaw.
what do you have going on this
Okay,
weekend?
John, quickly.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Anyways, Nora from Queens season 2 dropped on Crave, HBO Max, whatever you want to call it. If you want to watch something that's really out there, it's the Aquafina show where she's kind of just plays herself from Queens or whatever. And there's some time travel. There's some other stuff going on. So it's really,
season 2
really
much better than season 1. Yeah, season 2 much better than season 1.
It's pretty funny. It's a quirky show, so not for everybody. And then I'm gonna definitely try and go Dune and Ghostbusters. I already pretty much done. I'm on the last scene, and it is a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen Ghostbusters or you haven't seen it in a while, Chris, I don't know if you've seen it since we watched it when we were kids. Man, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty sweet. Shout outs to the legend Bill Murray. He definitely does a good job carrying a good chunk of that film. So I don't know, Chris and Pat, you guys have
for
anything?
me, Sunday marks the return of one of my favorite comedy shows, Curb Your Enthusiasm, for 11 seasons coming back. This is one of the best comedy shows ever made. I can't believe we got 11 seasons out of Larry David. I figured he would stop at like 5 and just be like, whatever. But anyways, I'm going to watch that on Sunday. That's my recommendation. Pat, what do you got?
I guess we're watching Dune.
Yeah! Let's go,
Dude, go for it, guys.
Dune!
Guess we're watching
All right,
Dune.
guys. That's the news for this week. Thanks, everybody. Cover your ears.